Okay. I think there's a lot of value in what you're saying. I think I do need to be like honest with her. I think that's very important. I think I need to express interest and whatnot. But it's been a learning curve for me. It has been with getting a first date with her and then with other potential people. The learning curve is that I feel like I've had experiences in the past where I have expressed interest
Hmm.
and it hasn't necessarily gone my way. And that's probably why I have this like idea that I shouldn't do it too
Hmm.
upfront. But there was another situation in the same environment to where there was this woman I was interested in, but then I was like indecisive because the information she gave me about her, I was like, she doesn't seem that interesting. And so I didn't really like decide like yes or no, like was it her or was it not her? But when I did over time finally be like, oh yeah, I would be interested in hanging out with her outside
Hmm.
of here. I feel like because of that window of her kind of being confused of like, does he like me or not? It just kind of fell off on her end.
Hmm.
So I do think I need to be more honest and upfront, and I want to work on that. But here's my current strategy, Dallas. Here's what I'm
Okay.
thinking right now. I don't want to like waste time or money like on a first date. And I guess like coffee is pretty low commitment or something like that. But
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
also, there's an opera coming up late February. I've never been to an opera. It sounds pretty cool. And ultimately, like I would want to take somebody there if it's like a second or third or maybe a fourth date. I've already figured out like I kind of like them, and then I go
Yeah.
there. But see her again, get her contact information,
Yeah.
give her a phone call, and then at the phone call, like at the end of the phone call, decide if there's enough chemistry to get coffee or just what do you think about that?
I think you're trying to control the heck out of this thing, like way too much. So first of all, you said, let me just come back. You made a small comment about you didn't get the outcome that you wanted. Okay, so you have to understand, like the outcome isn't yours to decide, and the outcome isn't just what you want. I mean, what you want is for you to be happy, and but you also want the outcome for this woman to be amazing for her. You don't just want it to be great on your end and not great on her end and somehow you're happy. Like you're a good guy. That's not going to be what you want. You need to ask yourself, is this the outcome that we want? Do we have a shared connection? Do we have a shared attraction? Are we having a good time together? And in order to do that, you need to take like don't try to control where things are going with it. So absolutely have the phone call. Coffee, like you said, I mean, it's pretty low commitment in time. It's pretty low commitment in money. Like, and I get it that you want to be judicious about how much time and money you're investing in trying to figuring out whether or not you and this woman have any kind of a chemistry to go somewhere together. Like, and I do think you should be strategic and look for the maximum returns you can for what you're doing. I think that's something that's one of the skills we have to develop as a guy. Like, you don't just spend time, money, attention. Like, that's the problem with online dating apps is they suck and drain our time and attention like crazy. Well, I mean, it's like I'd rather go on like a bunch of like lame coffee dates, probably, energetically speaking, rather than spend a whole bunch of time where my phone is constantly grabbing my attention and I'm doing that. If I had to pick between the two, I'd go on the coffee dates because at least I'm learning real concrete things about women and I'm practicing showing up in a confident way over and over and over again. The phone doesn't do that at all. But also, that's looking at your resources as you're investing in a potential outcome with this woman. But you also need to see it as whatever that outcome may or may not be with her, you are 100% investing those resources in yourself. You are practicing the entire time how to walk with confidence, how to show up the way you want to be, how to not be attached too early to her, to your to the desires that you have, to the cravings, to the to what might happen or might not happen. Like all that stuff, like it requires practice. Like you got to do it over and over again. So I wouldn't see it as necessarily as like, oh, I'm investing too much in dating or the school or whatever. You're investing 110% of the time in yourself if you're doing it the right way, so that you are literally upping your game over and over and over again, day in and day out when you're doing it. Last thing, coming back to the opera. It's like I think it's awesome. You want to go to an opera. It's like it's not something that like we typically think of doing. And I think it's awesome that you want to do it on your own and you absolutely 100% should pursue going forward with that. And if you can afford it, I'd say go ahead and get 2 tickets. And and that's defining a future experience that you're going to have. I'm the kind of guy that wants to go and see this opera. and I don't want to go alone. And notice I'm saying I don't want to go alone. I want to go to the opera. I want to have this experience. I'm going to spend my money and I'm going to plan my schedule to do this. And I will decide who's going to come with me when the time comes. Because this girl might be it, might not be, whatever. But for you to try to project and control for the outcome that is like months ahead, like she's not going to enjoy that. The truth is, I don't think you're really enjoying trying to do that because that's creating a bunch of stress in it. I mean, let that come up in conversation with her. When you've done this, you call her on the phone, you go out to coffee and all that stuff and go, hey, yeah, actually, I was thinking maybe I've actually bought a couple tickets to see an opera. I don't know, is that interesting to you at all? You're already doing it. There's zero pressure on her. Where if you said, well, I was thinking about going to an opera. Do you want to go with me? I'll buy us tickets. That's like a whole different kind of thing. If you just go ahead and get the tickets and maybe you take her, maybe you don't, maybe you meet somebody the day before at this event and you're like, you tell her wherever you are, maybe you're just out with buddies and there's this cute girl at the bar. You just happen to talk with her and you're like, what are you doing tomorrow night? And she's like, yeah, nothing going on. You're like, I've got tickets to an opera. Would you want to come with me? And she's going to be like, who is this guy that just has tickets to an opera tomorrow night and is inviting me to come with him? Like, this guy is different. This guy is doing his own thing. But you're trusting in the spontaneity of the moment. You're trusting in the fact that you don't have to control for whatever the outcome is going to be. And maybe you end up inviting a guy friend or you invite one of your platonic female friends. Like, it doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you're having the experience that you want to have. You're taking steps into it. And then you're allowing all these other variables. Girls in the gym to somebody you meet the day before. Let it all flow. Let it all go wherever it's going to go. You're controlling how you step through the chaos, so to speak, the unpredictability of life. You step through it, and then you get to experience these surprises that come along the way.
Definitely. I want to, like you're saying, like I want to be open to the possibility of it being other people. But yeah, maybe I just get the tickets now. Maybe I should do that. All right. Another thing I want to run by you is the check boxes I have for the potential next partner for me, the potential next relationship I could go into. Now, there's certain traits and qualities in a woman that are like important to me, things that I often like ask them about, or like if there's some kind of creative endeavor or like if they're artistic in some way. To me, that's an indication a woman is in touch with her feminine side. I like that. I'm curious as to if she believes in God or the universe or something greater than us. If I feel like she's in denial of that or straight up atheist, I don't know how well it's going to work with me value-wise. And then the third thing is, even if she isn't living like the most active lifestyle currently, she's at least open to it. And so those are some of like the survey questions I've had for a very long time of like, if this is a solid partner for me or not. The new one I want to incorporate, and something that's a super big determinant for me on if it's going to last or not and if it's going to be healthy, is if a woman is secure with herself. And I don't think I would like ask her directly like that, but in the sense of, does she have some sense of community? Does she have some sense of belonging outside of a relationship? Because I can't be the full social cup filler in that regard, because that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think those are some great values to be looking for in the relationship. And it sounds like you've probably identified where some of those pieces have been missing in the past. And you've realized like this leads to a dysfunction in our connection. The connection gets ruptured, or it gets just clogged up or messed up or something because you don't have similar values. And I think that's the right approach, is to look for where are our values compatible and where are our values not compatible. The tricky part is, how do we express those values to the person we're going to? I mean, conducting the survey, that's awesome. And I think the main part is we need to be disclosing them from our end first, second, and third before we ever really talk to them too much about where they are. So I think we need to, it gets messy when it's like, so how does a person go about this? Like, I think this and they think that. It becomes a theoretical discussion about a topic about where are you spiritually, or how do you connect with people in the community, and what is fitness and how does it work into your lifestyle. I think it's really important that like we keep ourselves on our end distinct from the other person. And we start by talking about like, I love being fit. It feels really great. These are and you get concrete about that. Like, I love going hiking early in the morning. I love to see sunrises from the top of the mountain. That is a clear picture of what you mean by fitness in your head. It is coming across really, really clearly. And she can go, oh, I love the sound of that. Or she's like, no way. I am not a morning person. That is not what I'm interested in. And there, she might have even the same value, but when we talk about values, they're abstract. And when I say fitness and you say fitness, those might mean different things. For example, for me, I haven't had a gym membership in like, I think close to a decade. I work out at home. I work out in body weights. Other people that I meet, they have an identity of going to the gym. And I think that's kind of important that they meet somebody that has that same identity. I'm happy with my fitness level. I feel like my energy is good. I like the way I look when I take my shirt off. Like, I'm happy with all of that. That has nothing to do with going to a gym. So, but when you say fitness, when somebody else says fitness, these are broad concepts, and we have to get real specific about what the picture is in our mind when we're doing that. Because again, if like your version of fitness is going up early in the morning, sorry, man, I'm not going with you. Like, maybe every once in a while, but not every weekend or not regularly. I think that avoids the conflict and the stress and the strain of having a theoretical conversation about values versus a concrete sharing of values, and then let the other person go, yeah, I'd love to be up in the morning with you doing that. Some people say they love being in nature. Wow, that means something totally different. It's like, is that camping? What does camping look like? Is it just hiking? Are you roughing it? Are you going way off trail? Or are you just staying to these designated areas? Like, people have very different ideas about connecting with nature. So the specifics, I think, are where that is. And I think that that's interesting because it leads to also new openings for things to share and connect on. Memories of some of the best sunrises you've ever had when you've gone hiking. Or like I would talk about a story where I was on the Greek Isles and I was like rock climbing around the ocean. Different kind of way of experiencing nature, but still nature. And it will bring out these other things. And theoretical conversations is not where we connect with people. Theoretical conversations, the emotions we have tied to them are more of like the tribal type where people are fighting. The experiential things that we have that are concrete, memories that we've had that are doing things that tie into fitness or being in nature, those are going to evoke the healthy kind of emotions, the sharing kind of emotions, the kinds of things where I get to see what a person's actually like and bring that into the world that I'm in and go like, yeah, wow, you just got way cuter. Like when you shared this concrete part about your life, oh my gosh, it was like a whole new profile shot on your dating app that I'm suddenly like, wow, I wish that had been on your profile. I would have messaged you way sooner if I'd seen that.